I've treated thousands of patients and I can guarantee urinary incontinence is not normal, even in your later years. If you've ever heard that leaking pee often is just part of getting old, I need to tell you that's a big fat fib. And worse, ignoring this problem can lead to serious consequences for your health and quality of life. Have you ever found yourself getting up heaps of times at night for a loo break, or felt that discomfort of needing to bolt to the toilet and sometimes not making it in time? If so, you need to watch this video until the end, because a single glass of this drink could completely change your life. I'm going to reveal a secret that's been kept under wraps, passed down through generations by the old-timers of the so-called blue zones, places where people live for more than 100 years in top health and without battling with problems like incontinence. This 100% natural recipe has been used for thousands of years, and nobody in the rest of the world has access to this knowledge. But today, exclusively for you who are watching, I'm going to share this secret so you can get back control of your body and your life. But before I hand over this special gift, I just want to ask for two simple favors. The first is that you make a promise, not to me, but to yourself. If you're keen to chase more health and a better quality of life for the next 6 months, a year, 5, 10, or even 30 years, I want you to leave the phrase in the comments, "I want to live without incontinence." This simple statement will activate your subconscious and boost your chances of hitting that goal. It might seem like a small thing, but science has already proven that when we declare an intention publicly, our brain responds in a much more positive way. And the second favor is even simpler. Give this video a like and share it right now with everyone you want to see living for many years in good health. You'll definitely know someone who's battling this problem and needs this knowledge to get a better life, and I'm certain that everyone who gets this video will thank you forever. Right then, let's get started. Why does incontinence happen? Now, I want you to pay close attention because understanding the cause of the problem is the first step to getting rid of it for good. A lot of people reckon that peeing often or having involuntary leaks is just a natural consequence of getting old, but that's not true, and I'm going to prove it to you now. Urinary incontinence happens when the muscles and nerves responsible for controlling the bladder aren't working properly. And this can be caused by a heap of factors. Have a squiz. Weak pelvic floor muscles. As the years go on, our body's muscles lose strength, and that includes the muscles responsible for holding in pee. It's like they're getting loose, without the same control as before. And know what the worst part is? Most people have never trained these muscles in their life. Have you ever heard of exercises to strengthen your pelvic floor? Yeah, hardly anyone talks about it, but they're essential for stopping pee leaks. Neurological issues. Our brain and bladder work together. When we want to pee, the brain sends a signal for the bladder to contract. But some diseases like diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even a stroke can affect this communication, making the bladder contract at the wrong time or without control. Hormonal changes. This mainly affects women after menopause. With the drop in estrogen, the bladder and urethral tissues get more fragile and lose their elasticity. This makes them less efficient at holding in pee. But blokes aren't off the hook either. An enlarged prostate, a really common condition after 50, can put pressure on the bladder and make it harder to control your pee. On top of that, a lack of physical activity makes the muscles that support your bladder weak. So, if you live a sedentary life, the risk of incontinence goes up heaps. Habits that irritate the bladder. Did you know that some foods and drinks can make incontinence worse? Coffee, black tea, soft drinks, alcohol, and very acidic foods irritate the bladder, making it more sensitive and less controllable. And there's more. Not drinking enough water is also a massive mistake. That's because your pee gets more concentrated, irritating the bladder and making you feel like you need to go more often. Now tell me, have you already figured out which of these factors might be causing you incontinence? Understanding this is crucial for us to start solving this problem for good. The mistakes that make incontinence worse. Now that you know the main causes of urinary incontinence, I need to give you a big heads up about something really important. There are day-to-day habits that could be making your problem a whole lot worse.
And the worst part is that most people make these mistakes without even realizing it. So pay attention, because if you want to stop battling with incontinence, you need to avoid these slip-ups right now. Holding on to your pee for too long. Have you ever gone for hours without going to the toilet because you were busy or because you didn't want to have to get up all the time? This is one of the worst habits for your bladder. When you hold on to your pee for too long, your bladder starts to lose its natural elasticity, getting weaker and all out of whack. So the longer you go without peeing, the harder it gets for your bladder to work properly. The best thing to do is go to the toilet every 2 or 3 hours, even if you don't feel like you have to go that bad. Not drinking enough water during the day. It sounds like a contradiction, but it's true. Not drinking enough water can make urinary incontinence worse. When you don't hydrate your body properly, your pee gets more concentrated, irritating the bladder and making you feel like you need to go more often. On top of that, not enough water can lead to urinary tract infections, which are one of the things that make involuntary pee leaks worse. The recommendation is to drink at least 1.5 litres of water a day, spread out throughout the day so you don't overload your bladder all at once. Having foods and drinks that irritate the bladder. There are some foods and drinks that are dead set enemies of the bladder. They irritate the bladder lining, making it more sensitive and all out of whack. Check out the main culprits: coffee and black tea, soft drinks, especially those with caffeine, alcohol, spicy foods, too many citrus fruits, and artificial sweeteners. If you have these foods often, try cutting down or getting rid of them from your routine and notice the difference in your bladder in just a few days. Not strengthening your pelvic floor muscles. Did you know there's a group of muscles that controls your bladder and that they need to be exercised? The pelvic floor works like a support net for your bladder and the organs in that region. If these muscles are weak, pee leaks out easily. And what a lot of people don't know is that there are simple and effective exercises to strengthen these muscles, like the famous Kegel exercises. They're contractions you can do while sitting, watching telly, or even lying in bed. And I'm going to show you how to do that later in the video. Not sleeping well and having high stress levels. Did you know that stress and not getting enough sleep can make incontinence worse? When we're anxious or stressed, our body releases hormones that affect bladder control, making you feel like you need to go more often. On top of that, bad sleep messes with the regeneration of the bladder tissues and makes you wake up heaps of times at night for a loo break. To avoid this, try to create a regular sleep routine, cut down on caffeine at night, and use relaxation techniques like deep breathing and meditation. Now tell me, have you already figured out which of these factors might be causing you incontinence? Understanding this is crucial for us to start solving this problem for good. The simple recipe for a strong bladder. Now that you know what might be mucking up your bladder, it's time to reveal a real treasure from nature, a 100% natural recipe that can transform your urinary health. And the best bit of all, you only need 1 glass a day to feel the results. This special drink has been used for centuries by people who hardly ever battle with urinary incontinence. And the explanation is simple. The ingredients that make up this recipe strengthen the bladder, cut down on inflammation, and improve how the urinary system works. So grab a pen and paper and write down this powerful recipe. Ingredients: 1/2 litre of water, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley, juice of 1/2 squeezed lemon, a pinch of turmeric. How to make it. Boil the water and turn off the heat. Add the parsley and the pumpkin seeds and let it sit for 10 minutes. Strain the mixture and add the juice of 1/2 lemon and the turmeric. Mix well and drink it while it's still warm. Drink a glass of this recipe every day in the morning, preferably on an empty stomach, for at least 30 days. You'll notice your bladder will be stronger, the need to pee all the time will go down, and the pee leaks will become rarer and rarer.
Why this recipe works? Every ingredient in this drink has a key role in urinary health. Pumpkin seeds. Rich in zinc and antioxidants, they strengthen the bladder muscles and improve urinary control. Studies show that pumpkin seed oil helps to reduce incontinence. Parsley, a natural diuretic that helps to clean out the bladder, stopping infections that can make incontinence worse. Lemon, cuts down on the acidity of pee, protecting the bladder from irritation and inflammation. Turmeric, a powerful natural anti-inflammatory that helps to reduce irritation in the bladder and improve how it works. If you follow this recipe and get rid of the mistakes I showed you before, in just a few weeks, you'll notice that your bladder control will be much better. The secret recipe from the blue zones. Congrats! If you've made it this far, that proves you're genuinely committed to your health and your quality of life. And as a reward, I'm now going to hand over the gift I promised at the start of the video, a 100% natural recipe used for centuries by the old-timers of the so-called blue zones. But before I give you this powerful recipe, I need to tell you one important detail. Do you know what the blue zones are? The blue zones are regions of the world where people live for a lot longer in a healthy way. In these places, it's not rare to find people over 100 who are still active, independent, and without chronic diseases. These spots include regions like Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Icaria, Greece, Loma Linda, California, and Nicoya, Costa Rica. The most impressive thing is that, on top of a natural, nutrient-rich diet, these communities use some ancestral recipes to keep their bodies healthy, and one of them is especially effective for strengthening the bladder and preventing urinary incontinence. Now I'm going to reveal this secret to you, so grab a pen and paper and write it down. Ancient recipe to strengthen the bladder and get rid of incontinence. This natural drink is rich in compounds that strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, cut down on bladder inflammation, and improve communication between the brain and the urinary system. Ingredients: 1 tablespoon of golden flax seeds, 1 teaspoon of grated ginger root, 1 tablespoon of dried horsetail leaves, 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, half a litre of filtered water. How to make it: boil the water and turn off the heat. Add the flax seeds, the ginger root, and the horsetail leaves to the hot water. Let the mixture steep for about 10 minutes. Strain the drink, and before having it, add the crushed pumpkin seeds. Stir well and drink it while it's still warm.
Why this recipe works? Each ingredient in this formula has an essential job to strengthen your bladder. Golden flax seeds, rich in essential fatty acids and natural phytoestrogens, flax seeds help to improve the elasticity of bladder tissues and strengthen the muscles responsible for urinary control. Studies show that phytoestrogens can help women in menopause to cut down on incontinence symptoms. Ginger root, a powerful natural anti-inflammatory, ginger helps to reduce bladder irritation and improves blood flow in the pelvic region, which helps tissues regenerate. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food pointed out that ginger has an antioxidant action, protecting the urinary system from cell damage. Horsetail leaves? Horsetail is a gentle, natural diuretic that helps to clean out the bladder without overloading it. On top of that, it has silicon, an essential mineral for the regeneration of the pelvic floor muscles. Research indicates that horsetail can help in strengthening the urinary tract and reducing incontinence. Pumpkin seeds. This is one of the biggest secrets of the blue zones. Rich in zinc and magnesium, pumpkin seeds strengthen the bladder muscles and help to stop involuntary spasms, which are one of the main causes of urinary incontinence. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food pointed out that pumpkin seeds have an antioxidant action, protecting the urinary system from cell damage. How and when to have this drink? The best time to have this drink is in the morning on an empty stomach, as that's when your body soaks up the nutrients best. The recommendation is to drink 1 glass a day for 30 days to start noticing the positive effects. A lot of people report an improvement in just the first week, but to completely strengthen the bladder, it's best to keep having it regularly. A heads up. Even though this drink is natural and safe, some people should be careful. People with low blood pressure should avoid horsetail as it can reduce blood pressure even more. Anyone with serious kidney problems should talk to a doctor before having it, as horsetail has a gentle diuretic action. Pregnant and breastfeeding women should avoid having too much ginger. This recipe is a real treasure from nature, and now you have access to a secret that's been hidden for thousands of years. We've made it to the end of the video, and I want to say congratulations for sticking with me this far. It shows you're genuinely committed to looking after your health and improving your quality of life. Today, you learned that urinary incontinence isn't normal and that there are natural and effective ways to strengthen your bladder. We talked about the main causes of the problem, the common mistakes that make incontinence worse, and, most importantly, I revealed a secret recipe used for centuries by the old-timers of the Blue Zones that can help you get back urinary control in a natural way. Now, I want to know, what city are you watching this video from? Tell me in the comments below, because I want to see how far this message is reaching and send you a special shout out. And answer me this, what rating out of 10 would you give this video? If this knowledge helped you and could make a difference in your life, tell me down here. And to reinforce your commitment to your health, I want you to comment right now with the following phrase: I want to live without fear of incontinence. This simple phrase will strengthen your commitment to chasing a life with more health and without bladder worries. Now, don't forget, give us a like, because that helps this video reach more people who also need this info. Subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell to get more valuable content like this. And last but not least, share this video with someone you love and want to see living with more health. A lot of people are battling this problem in silence without knowing that there's a natural and effective solution. So, help this message get to them. A big hug and catch you in the next video.